So the same thing like what we have discussed earlier. First you need to maintain field catalog. In case if any of the fields which you wanted to use in your condition table you feel it is missing, then you need to maintain the field catalog. And then you should maintain your condition tables. Maintain condition table is nothing but create your own condition table. Then you should create your access sequence. Then in that you need to put your condition tables, and then we need to maintain or create condition types, then add that condition type in the free goods procedure. So free goods, we call it as a free goods procedure. Then we need to activate free goods determination. So material determination procedure was assigned to sales document type. Listing and exclusion procedure were assigned to the sales document type. But in case of free goods, we will be having a different kind of a determination. So we will look at what that determination is all about. So for creating free goods condition records, first free goods condition record, we need to use transaction codes VBN1, VBN2 for change, VBN3 for display, and then same as the earlier things, field catalog need to be maintained. Then creation of, I'm just repeating it for the sake of better understanding, creation of condition table, then creation of access sequence, then can add your condition table into the access sequence, that is part of the access sequence creation. Then creation of condition type, we can add the access sequence into the condition type, so that is a sub step in that. And then creation of the goods determination procedure, adding the goods condition type to the procedure. Then free goods determination, free goods determination works based on sales area, document pricing procedure, and customer pricing procedure. So to this combination of sales area plus document pricing procedure plus customer pricing procedure, we will assign the free goods determination. So we'll look at where we can see all this information in the system. So this is the determination for free goods. So this is not like how we just assigned the material determination procedure to our sales document type. And in case of listing and exclusion also, we just assigned the listing or exclusion procedure to sales document type. But for free goods, we have a different determination procedure assignment. So we will look into that one by one. Just give me a minute. I will be back.
Hello, Kuldeep. Hello.
Hello.
हा अकॉर्डिंग विकीचं आपण बंद झालं काय?
बहुतेक.
मग तू लगेच सुरू केलं का थोड्या वेळाने?
मॅसेज आल्यानंतर केलं चालू. व्हिडिओ आला ना त्याचा.
काय
अरे
झालं?
मी नव्हतं केलं बंद, आपोआप झालं वाटतं ते.
बंद झालं त्याच्यामुळे म्हटलं चालू करावं.
बरं कर काही नाही.
ओके.
Okay, so let us go into the system and look at this configuration of the row. Select SAP reference IMG. Go to sales and distribution, basic functions, free goods. So activate free goods determination. You can see here on what basis the free goods has been assigned here. So now our sales org is 1000, our distribution channel is 10. So you can see that for these, the free goods procedure that is assigned is NA0001. So here sales org distribution channel division is the sales area. Now document pricing procedure is something that will appear from our sales document type. So our sales document type, for example, if we are using OR, so we can go and check what is the document pricing procedure that is assigned to our standard sales order OR. So standard sales order OR, you can go to the details and you can see the document pricing procedure which is assigned here is A. So this is what would be used here. This is the document pricing procedure A and our customer's pricing procedure. So our customer, whatever we are using for our, in the instance, for example, we are using to create sales order for this customer, for example, for the sales area, then we can check what is the customer pricing procedure. So you can go to sales area data and inside this you can see the customer pricing procedure is standard 1 is assigned here. So this is the customer pricing procedure field inside the sales tab in sales area data. So this is the one, this is the one. So our sales area is 101000. Our document pricing procedure used by our standard sales order is OR and the customer's pricing procedure which we have maintained in our customer master is again 1. So against this we have the free goods procedure NA0001 assigned. So whenever this condition gets satisfied, that is the sales area and the document pricing procedure and the customer pricing procedure, whenever these conditions are satisfied, this pricing procedure would get determined in our sales order. So inside this pricing procedure, we would be having the free goods condition type. So here, if we go to this and we can select our free goods procedure NA0001, you can select and go to control data to see what are the condition types. So this is the free goods condition type that is placed inside this procedure. Now this free goods condition type will have some access sequences. So we go to this condition type. Here you can see this condition type NA00 is having an access sequence NA00. And if you want to check how the access sequence looks like, you can go here, select maintain access sequence and select our access sequence NA00 and you can select on accesses. There you see that there is step number 1 or 10 which is having this condition table 10 which is based on customer and material. So whenever now when we attempt to create our free goods condition record, this key combination will appear and we need to create our record for this combination. So we can go back and now let us attempt to create a free goods condition record. So creation of free goods condition record is extremely important and it is significant. Now we can go and we can create our own free goods condition record or master record. So this is the discount type or the free goods condition type which we will use. You press enter. So if you want to check what are the key combinations, you can click on key combination. You will have customer material, which is the same table that was placed inside the access sequence. So now you can select this. Now we want to create a free goods for this sales or distribution channel and this customer. So this is the customer which we will use. And let us take that we want to create a free goods for this ATD21 material. So now there are two kind of free goods, as I told you. One is inclusive free goods and another is exclusive free goods. Now whatever we are creating here is inclusive. So it is mentioned here as inclusive. Now if you want to change it to exclusive, you can click on this and you need to fill this. So this is an inclusive. So if you want to change this to an exclusive free goods, so before we change it into, we already changed it into exclusive. So what it means is minimum quantity is 10. What is this minimum quantity? So minimum quantity is the criteria which the sales order has to meet to become eligible for free goods. So this is the minimum quantity. The customer must minimum at least they have to order 10 to become eligible for free goods. And for every 10 pieces, we will have 2 pieces which will be given as free of cost. That is what it means. So minimum quantity is 10. So if they order 9, they will not be eligible for free goods. Only they have to order 10. And for every 10, you will give 2 pieces as free. So this is the percentage. So 2 by 10 is 20%. So this is the calculation rule and how this is being used. So calculation types. There are 3 standard calculation types which we are used. One is the prorata, 2 is unit reference, and 3 is whole units. So prorata means the free goods will be calculated based on prorata basis. That is, if for every 10 you are giving 2 quantity as free. So if the customer ordered 200, then how much will you give it as free? So it will be 200 into 2 by 10. So it will be 40 pieces you will give it as free. So this is a pro rata calculation. And there is other 2 calculations which is nothing but unit reference and whole units. So unit reference means that the free goods calculation will depend on the units. So like for example, here we will see what is the unit reference means. Unit reference to unit means the rule 2 is related to units. 20 units of free goods you are going to you have agreed. So for example, consider this scenario. You offer to supply 20 units of free goods for a free goods quantity of 100 units. For every 100, you will give 20 units free. Now the customer has ordered 162 units. So which means 162 into 20 by 100. So which is 32.4. This is a pro rata calculation. Whereas if it is related to units, then for every 100 unit, it will be 20. Now the customer has ordered 162, which is not in the whole unit. So it will be only 100 units. So for first 100, it will give 20. The next 62 is not a multiple of 100 or it is not a 100. It is not whole. So it will give only 20 as free. It will not consider the next 62. Then third is whole units. Whole units means the order itself has to come in whole units. So 162 is not a multiple of 100. So there won't be any free goods that would be issued to them because they have to either order 100 or 200 or 300 to become eligible for free goods. So that is rule 3. But we have some option of creating our own rules. So using requirement routines, we can create our own rules and we can add that rule as well into this calculation type. So now here we are having this rule like minimum quantity should be 10 and for every 10 you will get, the customer will get 2 quantities free and this is the calculation type and here we have the free goods, how this has to work, whether it is inclusive or exclusive. So here we can make it as exclusive, and in case if it is exclusive, what would happen? We have an option whether you want to give the same material as free or a different material as free. So add material free good. So free good material, we can give any other material as free. So we can give this material M01 as free. For every 10 quantity, we will give 2 materials of M01 as free. If they order this material 10, then we will give M01 2 quantity free. So this is what it means. This is an exclusive free good condition record. Now we are saving this record. Now let us try to create a sales order and see how these free goods for exclusive free goods work. So now VA01 can go to order. So this is the sold to customer to which we are shifting the goods, exclusive one, and now the material is TATD21. So let us give 9, order quantity 9. If I give 9, what would happen? Anyone?
Sir, it doesn't allow
Minimum
the
or
free goods.
minimum ordered quantity is 10. Na?
Okay, so it is giving a warning. Minimum quantity 10 piece of free goods has not been reached. So press enter. Now, so the first condition we have understood, minimum quantity condition. Now let us give order quantity 10. Now let us see what happens. Now for every 10 pieces, it will give 2 pieces as free, and it will give this material as free. Okay. Now here you see the item category for the main line is TAN, and for the subline it is TANN. TANN is not relevant for pricing, is not relevant for billing. So you can select this, and if you double click on this, you can go to conditions and see that the pricing has happened at the main line item. And if you go to the second line, you will see that the pricing has happened here, but it would have been reversed. There is one condition R100 which would have been determined here, which would have reversed this pricing. I'm not sure why it is not reversed. Let us check what has happened to this TANN. Yeah, they have updated pricing here as B. Should not be the case. It should be blank, no pricing. TANN is a free of charge item, so it should not be priced. So now let us again sales order and see how this works. So here you can see 10 and 2. Now the pricing is 0. So pricing has not happened here. So it is free. So now the calculation type what we use is pro rata. So even if I order instead of 10, if I order, for example, 36, what would happen? The free goods calculation would work. So for 10 it is 2, for 36 it is 36 into 2 by 10, which is 7.2. So it is rounded down to 7. So this is pro rata calculation. So if we change the calculation type, for example, to we will look at the different how the different calculation types work. So we have checked the pro rata calculation now. You are clear about this pro rata calculation?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So now you will use the calculation type 2. This is not possible in the inclusive bonus quantity field. Okay. Exclusive rate. So here you can change the unit reference. So unit reference means what would happen? Let us again try to create one more order, and we will see how the unit reference. Unit reference, for example, if I give order quantity of 36, how it should behave? For every 10 it will give 2 as free. So for first 10 it will give 2, second 10 it will give 2, third 10 it will give 2, and the last 6 it is not a whole unit, or it is not a complete unit, so it will ignore that. So it is 36 means ideally 6 has to be given free. Let us see if it behaves the same way. So it is giving 6 free. You understood now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now let us look at the other calculation type as whole units. So we will change N2. Just to be exclusive. So calculation type, we will maintain it as 3. So 3 means the order quantity itself has to be either 10, 20, 30 or multiples of 10. So if I give 36, nothing we should give as free. We will again check this. This. So now if I give 36, so for example, y 36, I'll give 44. See, nothing is given as free. The system determines the free goods with quantity 0 because it is not a whole unit. On the other hand, if I change it to 40, it will give 8 units as free. So if I change it to 49, it will remove that. You understood how this works?
Yes, sir. Means in second and third, the difference is that if you have a whole quantity, it will give until the whole in second. But in
Yes.
third, if you don't have whole quantity, it doesn't give a single one.
Yes, so that is the significance. See, for every
Yeah.
10, we are giving 2 as free. So in the second calculation, what happens? It will start splitting the quantity into tens. So if you give 36 for the first 10, yes, 2. Next 10, 2. Next 10, 2. But in the next, you have only 6. It is not a whole unit. It is so for the next 6, it will ignore. So it will give only for the first 30. But in the next case of whole units, the order itself has to be in whole units. Otherwise, the system will not give anything as free. So it has to be in multiples of 10, 20 only. The minimum quantity you are assigned as 10. So the order has to be in those units. So if you say the minimum is 6, for example, now if you change here the minimum quantity as for example 6. That means the order has to be in multiples of 6. So and for every 6, you give 2 as free. So now the order has to be in multiples of 6. Otherwise, the system will not accept. So if you see here, I'm not sure whether it will work now. If we give 42, it is a multiple of 6. So it is giving correctly. So if I give 49, it is not a multiple of 6. So it will not work. So you understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is about exclusive free goods. So it is giving another material as free. So now how do we test for inclusive free goods? So for inclusive free goods, what we can do, you can create the same. So same here it will be there. So yeah, for example, we want to change it to inclusive. Okay. It is already it is inclusive. So calculation free goods is here. This 2 is exclusive. So maybe we will delete this and we will create our own inclusive condition record. Material, this is inclusive from minimum quantity 10, and from 10th quantity you will give 3 pieces free, additional 1 free goods. So inclusive we have different options. Inclusive rebate with item generation, inclusive rebate without item generation. So let us see if with item and without item generation. Now this is an inclusive free goods condition. Now for every 10 piece we are giving 3 pieces as free. Now let us create a sales order. So inclusive means the material which you are going to give as free is the same material which is originally ordered. So let us look at how this works. Test. We'll give this material and order quantity. Let's see how this works. So this has not worked because condition record does not exist. Where it went? I think we have not saved that condition. Yes, free. Sorry, the condition record did not get saved. So that's the reason why we were not able to see that. Now here you see what has happened. This is an inclusive. So whatever is the order quantity that you give, there won't be additional quantity being given as free. In that order quantity itself, the free goods also will be included. So we ordered for 10, and for every 10 we have agreed to give 3 quantity as free. So the 10 is got split up into 7 and 3. You understood how this inclusive works?
Sir, can you repeat it?
See, you know what is exclusive, right? So exclusive
Yes.
means you are ordering this material, another material will be given as free,
Yeah,
and that
free.
quantity will be additional to the ordered quantity. But in case of inclusive, the order quantity itself will get split into the chargeable and the free, because it is inclusive. So the order quantity I ordered 10. So the 10 is the minimum quantity for the customer to become eligible, but it is an inclusive condition record we have maintained. So the same product will be some quantity of the same product will have to be delivered as free. So based on that condition, the 10 has split itself into 7 and 3.
Okay.
Because we are giving the same material as free, we are not going to give them any additional quantity as free. Within that same, you will have 3 materials being given as free. So these 3 pieces will not be charged. The 7 will be charged. You have to imagine the situation,
Okay.
like
Yeah.
you buy some soap for 100 grams, but they give 120 grams, right? So something like that. So within that quantity itself, you will be given something as free. Okay.
Yeah.
So the product also, you see this, it is created another line, but this is the same product which is being given free. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Now, for example, let us go and check for another option here. Like here, if you go and see here, you see the free goods option as 1 we set, which means inclusive rebate with item generation. Now we go and see without item generation. So what would happen is there will not be any additional line created. Instead, within that same line of 10, you will see in the pricing condition only 7 will be charged. So let us see how that works, because we have selected option of inclusive without item generation. So if I give 10, you can see that here we will not have one more line that is getting created, but out of this 10, you will see only 7 would have been charged in the pricing. You go to the pricing, so there will be 10 pieces. Inclusive rebate without item generation only for sales. Inclusive with without item generation. Let's check why it doesn't work. So this inclusive is having two options. One is with item generation and another is without item generation. So with item generation, this is working properly. So now it should not generate another item, but within that 21 itself should give a discount for 9 pieces. So we'll need to check why that doesn't happen. Okay, so let us check this analysis. Can go to analysis, we go switch it on. Code has been specified. It has to be charged. Header. Might be the discount condition is not activated, so because of that it might have this issue. So ideally what we are trying to do here is in the case of inclusive there are two options. One is the order quantity gets split up into chargeable and non-chargeable. So for every 10, if you are trying to give 3 units as free, then the 10 would get split up into 7 and 3. If you order 20, it will get split up into 14 and 6 with item generation. So without item generation, there won't be any separate line that gets created for the free goods. But instead, the quantity, in that quantity itself, the discount will appear for the free goods quantity. So that is what it means. So I'm not sure why the discount condition is not appearing. So we need to check that separately. Okay, but this is the concept which we are trying to understand. So guys, you are clear about this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you can try to attend to the exercises at the back of these chapters, and then maybe if you have any doubts, you can reach out to me, and then maybe we can try to resolve it. So once you have the access, so until today you will not have the system, or is it until tomorrow?
I don't know, sir. Maybe
Tomorrow.
can get up evening,
You
or if not, then
you need to
today is
talk to
different.
that institute and ask them when this would be fixed, right?
Yes, sir. I have sent them mail.
Mail.
Yeah,
Hmm?
I have sent them mail yesterday,
Hmm?
and I have got a reply from the system. Uh,
Okay, please
yes,
check
they
that.
have said. They have said the monthly. Yeah, server refresh activity is on
Mhm.
23 and 24 September 2020. That's a Thursday and Friday. During this
Okay.
activity, you will not able to be access the practice server, and your user ID will be shown as invalid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, that is fine.
Hmm.
So just keep an eye on that, and
Yes,
maybe
sir.
when today means it will be ready by today evening or something like that. So you can
Hmm.
try to look into that, and you can see whenever it is ready, you can start and do your practices, because these concepts, before you forget them, you should at least see them once in the system. Otherwise,
Yes,
you
sir.
tend
Yes.
to forget.
Hmm.
So, any
Yeah.
other? So today we started with the condition technique for material determination. So the condition technique, I have shown you the steps how the condition technique works. So material determination, listing, exclusion, and free goods. All these three works based on condition technique. So if you can revisit this condition technique concept, and then you can let me know. Mm, if you have any doubts on this. Okay, today what we covered is day 10 material determination, listing exclusion, and free goods scenario we have covered today. So maybe tomorrow you can take a break, and you can try to do all this practice tomorrow and day after tomorrow, and what are the exercises that is remaining or pending, you can carry out all these things, and then maybe on Monday we can continue with our discussion on the remaining concepts. So we can now use our time, and we can try to discuss if you have any doubts or questions on this determination on any other topics as well. So maybe we can discuss now.
Sir, hello.
Yeah, tell me, Vivek.
Sir, we have discussed that rule one, two, three.
Mm.
Sir, those rules are for the exclusive, or they are in for inclusive too.
Inclusive.
Both exclusive as well as inclusive. For inclusive also, you can
Hmm.
see that whenever I create a free goods for inclusive EBN2, you can go, you can check. See, the only difference between exclusive, if you want, this is what you will determine whether this condition record is inclusive condition record or exclusive condition record. So here you can see it is inclusive. So this record is exclusive, is for inclusive. So inclusive also, this calculation type is there. It will be either 1, 2, or 3. So we can change this to exclusive, means you can click on this, then this condition record will become an exclusive condition record. So you can click on this, it will become an exclusive condition record. So if you click again back, it becomes an inclusive. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is about this inclusive and exclusive. So you can go through this material. So wherever you have any doubts, please do let me know, so that we can again check this. So item category determination, there is for free goods, how they determine the item category. You can go and check that as well. So for example, if we go to this SAP reference IMG, sales and distribution, sales documents, sales document item category assignment. Now for free goods, what would happen ideally is for sales document type or and see that the usage, okay, in the usage you will be having somewhere free. Here the usage is free. So if case the usage is free, if the higher level item is TAN, then the default item category would become TAN, provided the usage is free. Usage where it will come is from the technically from the code, from the language, programming language. Somewhere they might have coded it saying that the usage is free. So this based on this, the free goods item category would get determined. So the system generates a sub item for the free goods in the document. The item category is assigned with the item category usage free. So once if a item usage is free, then this main line item, this is the item category of the sub item. So this is what has happened in our case. Then we checked the exclusive and inclusive free goods. So this is about the item category determination in free goods. So you have the learning assessment, so you can look into that as well. And then we had something called the feedback that you are supposed to send. So have you shared any feedback for the last week or this week until today?
No, sir.
Okay.
No.
Okay. So candidate weekly feedback. So
We'll share today.
you have this thing right with you,
Yes, sir.
or you want me to share it?
Sure, sir.
Sorry.
Don't have it.
You don't have this. Okay. Maybe I will share this file with you. So there is one section called the candidate feedback. So if you see here, so you have this section candidate weekly feedback. So for week 1, week 2, so whatever this is ECC training that you are doing for 5 weeks, right? So here maybe preparation and certification. Here you can update your feedback on this. Okay. So or you can send a note about your feedback on this. Okay. So how many hours you have worked on this, like so how many hours you took on this, and so consolidated you need to send for every week. So week 1 and week 2 we have completed. So you can share your feedback according to this. Okay. If you have any doubts on how this works, then maybe you can reach out to your contact in the training institute and they can guide you on how to provide this feedback. Okay. But you make sure you send the feedback for last week and this week to them. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I will share this file with you by email. So you can update the, you can share this with your training institute, contact whomever you have. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anything you wanted to discuss now, or we can go ahead with further concepts, or you are okay with today, or based on your feedback, we will proceed.
Enough for today.
Okay, what to do, sir?
I guess we will stop here. Maybe. I don't know what about others.
Sorry, Vivek, your voice is not clear.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah,
Am I
yeah,
audible to you, sir?
yes,
Okay.
yes.
Maybe we will stop here for today. I don't know what about others.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
others.
It's enough for today.
How about others also? You also feel the same way?
Yes,
Ah,
sir.
yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you don't have the system with you at this point of time. So please go through the theoretical concepts. You can use this time and you can go through the theoretical concepts for today. And hopefully you have the system restored today evening. And on tomorrow and day after, you can practice all the exercises. And we will start with our discussion on Monday. And if you have any doubts, we can discuss them on Monday. In the meanwhile, if you have any questions or queries, please post them in the WhatsApp group, and we will see how best we can resolve that.